Well, good morning, everyone, and good afternoon for those of you on the eastern part of the country, and welcome to the call, no matter where you're from in the world. And if you listen to the recording, thanks for joining us. My name is Dr. Kurt Fisnick. I'm a chiropractor up in Fargo, North Dakota. I started practicing alternative medicine way back in the 90s, and continued on to start practicing age reversal medicine. And I just love it. I love it. I love the feeling of getting younger. I love sharing it with other people. I'll tell you, last week I was at my friend's grandson's birthday party, and I ran into some people that I'd known. Haven't seen a lot of them in 10 to 20 years, and they couldn't believe how much younger I looked now, and they knew about my motorcycle accident. You see, almost 11 years ago, I got in a bad motorcycle wreck. They told me I'd never walk again, and using the products that we have with Sisel and just pure determination, I decided that I was gonna make this work, and man, I'm not just surviving. I mean, I really feel like I'm thriving. I feel younger. I feel better than I did 10 to 20 years ago. People are saying that I look 10 years younger, and I like it. I really like it. It makes you feel good. I mean, Andrea, doesn't it make you feel good when somebody says you look the same age as your daughter?
It sure did. Thank you for that. In fact, The other day I was in the store with my sister, who's 11 years younger than me. We were looking at some paint samples and stuff, and she suddenly stopped and looked at me and goes, "Do you have makeup on today?" Or I looked at her and smiled and go, "Do I look younger?" And she goes, "Yeah."
Yeah. I bet that made you feel good, huh?
Of course it did.
Yeah. And every day, guess what we do? One of the first things we do in the morning is we jump up and we go in the bathroom, we brush our teeth, shave, do these different things that we have to do in the morning, and we look in the mirror, right?
Yes, we do.
And if you look in the mirror and you see some older person looking back at you, it really doesn't give you a good, warm, fuzzy feeling, does it?
It's unsettling. Actually, my ex-husband and I were talking about that, and we've talked about it many times. Like, we get up and look in the mirror and go, "Who is that person?" We don't know who they are. Fortunately, I'm changing back. I'm reverting now.
Yeah. And that's exactly it. The new 30, is 60. All these different things, we hear it, and along the way, we've all heard sayings like that, but now we know that it's actually true, and it's really pretty cool to be part of it, to be part of that revolution. And that's really what it is that we're part of a revolution of people who have just decided we don't want to well, I mean, we know we're going to get old, but we don't want to get there in a way that that our parents and our grandparents have gotten there, and we want to get there without disease. We want to get there having the energy that when our grandkids want to play, we can do it no matter what age we are, right?
Right. Live till you die.
That's exactly it. We're that generation, and so it's a lot of fun, and so this business, what I like about it is that we attract people like myself. I consider myself kind of to fall into that category of being a healer. Nothing makes me feel better in life than when somebody comes back and says, "Doc, you helped me," and I just love it. I just love it. Now, if somebody approached me and said, "Hey, we can make a lot of money with this," that's not really my thing. I mean, I know that we have to have money to survive. If we want to live to be a healthy 110 years old, you better have some money, because you're gonna outlive what retirement has put away for you, and so we have to have that. But there's people who, when you present this to them, when you present Sisel, and I know this call typically we just talk about anti-aging and age reversal and that, but there's people who look at it and go, holy cow, I want a piece of the pie. I want part of that. And then there's the people who just, you tell them that they can look young and feel young forever, and that's what they're going for. You know, as far as like the health benefits and things like that, that doesn't thrill them. But, you know, they get excited about the aspect of being part of the life of the party for the next 40, 50 years. Andrea, I mean, doesn't that just excite you? I know you kind of fall in that category, right? I mean, where you want to be in the party. You want to be with the crowd making things happen, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, and so it's a lot of fun when we look at it. You know, and so, you know, today I was just kind of thinking, what are we going to talk about and that, you know, I mean, there's so many things that we can talk about on this call. I mean, I'm just gonna pull up a couple of things that I found over the weekend. I mean, here's a report. This was dated December 4th, 2017. So chances are most of you haven't heard this study, and chances are neither have your doctors. And what it says is researchers have closed in on the pathways involved with ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, right? What's that? We know it as Lou Gehrig's disease. It's also known as a motor neuron lesion. I know a lot of my friends down under, they contact me and they talk about this motor neuron lesion, and we know it as ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease up here, and it talks about that it starts out at first that it's muscle weakness, maybe some paralysis, and then it just continues to get more severe and it progresses. But research suggests that the same enzyme pathway that could help the recovery of patients from strokes and other disorders can help with ALS. And so what they've come upon is they found a pathway, an enzyme. It's called NAMPT, right? And I'm not going to make you memorize that, but it's nicotinamide phosphoribosyltransferase. Andrea, can you repeat that?
I can't. I'll have to practice that one.
So they said that NAMPT can protect against further brain injury following a stroke, and they decided for that reason it was a good target to study. And what they found is that when they started working with these mice that they had this, they found that they had progressive loss of weight, hypothermia, motor nerve degeneration, and motor function defects. And those are the same symptoms that we see with humans with ALS. And so they went on to find that a molecule called nicotinamide mononucleotide, NMN, it serves as a substitute for the missing enzymatic product, right? And so they found that when people took this, they had improved health span, restored motor function, and extended lifespan. And so they're saying that this is going to be something that they're going to use for further study in the treatment of ALS and stroke victims. Isn't that exciting?
It is. I know several people that have suffered with Lou Gehrig's disease, and it's a very sad situation.
Right? And we can't say cure, we can't say treat, anything like that. But what we can say is here's a study that came out, and it said possibly they found some research that says that they can work with people who have had strokes, they can work with people with ALS, and possibly get results, right? And that's how you want to say it when you're talking to people, and you say, so here's the study on it, and the study's on this molecule called nicotinamide mononucleotide, also known as NMN, right? NMN. And guess what? Andrea, it's in the age bill. NMN is in the age bill.
I knew that, and I'm excited about it. And you know, we've had so many people report that they have had nerve conditions improve while taking the H pill, myself being one of them. And I had like neuropathy, pain in my lower legs for quite some time, like 2.5 years, 3 years probably. And after taking the H pill 4 months, I no longer have that pain.
It's gone.
Gone.
That's cool. Well, check this study out. Here's another study. This one came out, I'm trying to get the date. This actually was December 2014. It was in Cell Metabolism magazine, another medical journal. And it says activation of the SIRT3 by the NAD plus precursor, nicotinamide riboside, protects from noise-induced hearing loss. It protects against noise-induced hearing loss. Yeah. So here's what it says. Here's the highlights of the study, and I've got the whole study here, but I'll just read you the highlights. It says NAD plus precursor, nicotinamide riboside, prevents noise-induced hearing loss. Man, I'll tell you what, as people age, especially men as they age, don't you find that they're saying, what, or, oh, I didn't hear what you said, Andrea, right?
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
And nicotinamide riboside, here's another highlight. Nicotinamide riboside can be administered after acoustic trauma to prevent hearing loss. Here's another highlight. Prevention of noise-induced hearing loss by NAD plus and nicotinamide riboside is dependent upon the SIRT3 gene. NAD plus and nicotinamide riboside prevent noise-induced neurite retraction in the cochlea, in the ear. And so nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, NAD plus, exhibits axon protective benefits in cultured neurons. And isn't that just, what a great study.
Fabulous. It's so exciting that they are discovering all of these little elements and all of the interconnection of systems in the body, and what's going to happen in the near future in the medical field is going to be amazing.
Here's another study, Andrea, right? This one came out in 2012. It says, the NAD precursor nicotinamide riboside enhances oxidative metabolism and protects against high-fat, diet-induced obesity.
Well, there are many, many people, including myself, that would love that.
Right? I mean, if somebody's on a diet where they're eating a lot of high fat and it causes them to be overweight, they're saying that this nicotinamide riboside might be something that helps them. I mean, how simple is that? Here's another study. Oh, wait, that's a recipe. It was for a steak salad that I made for Easter. It was really good, by the way.
Well,
Speaking of
we
high
have
fat
had
diet,
several people report that they have actually had weight loss using the H pill, or they were attempting to do a weight loss program and it actually enhanced it for them. So there might be something to that study.
Yeah. Here's another study, Andrea. This one came out December 19th, 2017 at 8:30 in the evening. That's what time this article actually came out, right? I mean, who releases an article at 8:30 at night right before Christmas, right? I mean, it's like, you want to just publish something when nobody's going to read it? But it says nicotinamide riboside, NR, for heart failure, a special vitamin B3 derivative. And here's what it says. For those who haven't heard, a recent study was published in Nature Journal, which shows mice with heart failure significantly benefited from taking a vitamin B3 derivative known as nicotinamide riboside, also known as NR. Everyone with heart failure and lower EF, which is the amount of blood that pushes through the heart, has some deficiency in the molecule NAD plus that exists in every cell, but steadily declines with age. It's been shown that in human studies that if you boost the NAD plus at 250 milligrams and even more so at 500 milligrams, that it's going to help with this. And so this guy went on. He went to listen to a researcher at University of Iowa, and he said that there's a human trial going on right now using nicotinamide riboside on heart failure patients. And he says the conclusion is the data shows that nicotinamide riboside, the most energy efficient among NAD precursors, could be useful for treatment of heart failure, notably in the context of the disease with few therapeutic options, right? And that's published on the National Institutes of Health. I actually got this one from the American Heart Association. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's like NAD plus and NR and NMN, all of these different substances our body makes. That the science that's coming in and bringing all of this to light is just amazing. And it sounds like it's been a missing link for some time.
It really is, right? Here's an article. This is from Scientific Reports, and this one is dated, I'm looking at the date, it was a year ago. It was published, on my birthday. It was published April 6, 2017. So it was published on my birthday last year. And it says replenishment of NAD plus has been shown to protect against brain disorders caused by amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, the disease we were just talking about, but also ischemic strokes. And the intervention is unknown, and they're studying to find out how does it actually work. And they found that a prolonged nicotinamide mononucleotide treatment for 7 days markedly promoted the recovery of body weight and neurological function. And they say that the results demonstrate that NMN, nicotinamide mononucleotide, treats brain injury by in ischemic hemorrhage by suppressing neural inflammation and oxidative stress. Isn't that cool?
It is. It is.
So as we look at all this stuff,
it would be helpful
what's
to
that?
people with different types of brain injuries, it seems.
Right? I mean, all those things, anything that you have degenerative brain conditions, right? And we've talked about in the past about how we want to regenerate the brain tissue because it's so important because, as we age, as we go through this aging process, the scientists, when I go to my anti-aging seminars, my age reversal seminars, that's one of the things that they talk about is that we've discovered that we can slow down a lot of diseases. We can keep a lot of people from getting sick, right? That's been the focus of medicine and medical research and scientific research. That's been the focus for the last, let's say, 50 to 60 years. And disease prevention, right? And Andrea, we've done a pretty good job, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, obviously, right, in the last 100, 150 years, the average age went from 40-something to 80-something. We've doubled the longevity of people. So, I mean, obviously, we've done a pretty good job, right? I mean, no one can deny it. No one can deny that. And some people might tell you, it's because we invented vaccines. It's because we invented antibiotics. It's because we, cleaned up the water and we provided more food for people. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to argue with anybody. That's not my place. I'm just going to say that whatever we've done, we've made it so people are living longer. But now the scientists are focusing on, they're saying, Andrea, now what we want to do is we want to make it so that when you get old, you don't feel old. You don't have the diseases of aging.
Well,
right?
I think everyone's looking for that. When you ask someone if they would want to live to be over 100, most people say, no, I don't want to be in that much pain, and misery. But if you can live longer and be healthy, that's what we're all looking for.
Yep. I used to always ask my patients, Andrea, they'd come in and I'd say, hey, Andrea, I know you came in because you got headaches or back pain or whatever you came into my clinic for. But I'd say to them, I'd say sometimes people come in and they have other things that are happening in their life that are actually worse than what brought them to my office. I mean, like the headache might have brought you in. But Andrea, if I could wave a magic wand over your body and get rid of the thing that's bothering you the most, the thing that's actually preventing you from enjoying life, would you still say it's the headaches and the back pain, or would you say something else? And a lot of times people would say, man, doc, yeah, I'm here because of these headaches. But, the main thing that bothers me is that I just don't have any energy anymore. I can't sleep, and I wake up tired. And do you know, that actually is one of the main reasons people go to doctors today, is because they have lack of energy. Did you know that?
I didn't, but we hear it very often, like in conversations and people posting on social media, and, it seems to be something that's very prevalent in our society.
Right? And so in your cells, and I'm going to quiz you a little bit, Andrea, you've heard me talk about the what I call the nuclear power plant of the cell. Do you remember the name of that?
The mitochondria, of course.
The mitochondria. You get a star today, A++, right? So
Biology
if we
101.
right, if we can take and we can give your nuclear power plants more fuel, aren't you going to have more energy?
You are.
But guess what? Here's a problem. It does work, but here's the problem. What if it happens to be a cell that doesn't have enough mitochondria to begin with?
Well, that would be a problem.
Right? I mean, if you want to take a car and you got a big 5,000-pound car and you put a little tiny Polaris Colt snowmobile engine in it, it's not going to make it down the road very fast, is it?
No.
I don't care what octane of fuel you put in there. You can put jet fuel in there. It's not going to go very fast. Right?
So what do we do to increase our mitochondria?
You want to put a Hemi under the hood.
There you go.
A Boss 429, right?
Right. So what's our hint?
You want to put more horses under the hood. And that's what we're really doing when we take a look at what the age pill does. When you combine the age pill with the other products that we have with Sisel, what we're really doing is we're combining the fuel with more horsepower. We're actually taking and we're taking that 2-cylinder engine that you got, and we're adding another 6. We're throwing on an extra V8 engine, and now you're running with a V10. What do you think of that?
That's great. And, we have so many people reporting that they have high levels of energy now.
High values of energy, but also, Andrea, think about this. If your cell has plenty of energy, then it's going to have the energy to go back and repair the tissues that are damaged, because with all the oxidative stress that we've just released into our body from modern day living, right? Our cells can't handle it. And like Tom has said in the past, when you take a look at it, the cells are so damaged that the rate of degeneration is faster than your body can fix itself. And all of a sudden, here we come along with a product that's just a super formulation. I mean, there really is nothing like it. I was listening to another researcher this morning, and he was talking about his product. I went and looked at the formulation, and he was saying, oh, it's the best thing, next best thing to sliced bread. And I went and looked at the formulation. I'm like, oh, this is weak. This is weak. This is like putting kerosene in your car. It won't work.
Right. Well, that's what we love to work with Sisel about, is because Tom does do mountains and mountains of research, and when he brings the formulation to market, we know and can trust that it's going to be effective.
That's exactly it. And so if you want to optimize that, the thing that you have to do is you have to take and look at your lifestyle and go, okay, where are you getting the toxins that are causing oxidative stress? Chances are some of the food that you eat, right? You're eating processed food. So, it's difficult when I talk to people. It's difficult to say, here, Andrea, I want you to change everything you're doing. I want you to go totally non-toxic. Most people are going to look at you and they're going to think you're nuts. They're going to go, how in the world am I going to do that, right? And so what I try and tell people is just make a little change, maybe like in the morning for breakfast, instead of having, a ho-ho or one of those frozen waffles or something like that. find something that's healthy for you and have that for breakfast, you know, and then gradually switch your lunch to where you're making it, and start thinking to yourself, what can I do today that's going to make my life healthier? And you start making those little changes because your brain likes to try and figure out ways of solving a riddle, solving a problem, right? If you read a riddle this morning, you don't know the answer, you're going to wake up in the middle of the night and you're going to have the answer and you're going to have that aha moment. And that's because your brain silently wants to solve the problem. So if you present the problem, how can I make my life healthier? You're going to find that way. And then you start substituting in, you know, safe laundry detergent with our laundry detergent. And you're going to start putting in safe toothpaste and shampoos and conditioners and skincare products. I mean, holy cow, you know, Andrea, I started using the Transfusium. I was actually the very first distributor with Sisel that got to use the Transfusium. And I just tell people, you know, without getting really into the science, here's a product that's got 24 active ingredients. It should probably sell for about $300 a bottle, but we actually put it on the market for less than $100. And here's a product that's got 24 active ingredients. There's ingredients that's superfood for the skin. We've got ingredients that protect against UVA and UVB rays. We've got ingredients that create a protective barrier on your skin so that you can prevent toxins from getting in. Your skin naturally has a toxin preventing barrier, and we're restoring some of that. But on top of it, we've got ingredients that will stimulate the stem cells of the skin. We've got ingredients that will help rebuild the trabecula, the part of the skin cell that holds your skin up so it's firm, so it doesn't sag. We've got ingredients that help to nourish and to provide hydration, super hydration for the skin. And I look back at those photos from way back in 2000, I believe it was 2016, when I started using that product. That was actually at a Mauer Mountain event that Tom gave me that, and I started using it, and my skin was just, I mean, it looked horrible. I had deep wrinkles around my eyes and face. I had rosacea. My skin was sun damaged, and I look at it now, and I look at those pictures. Just the other day, one of my friends down in Florida, he accused me of photoshopping the photos. What do you think of that?
I think that's funny.
I know. I took it as a compliment. I said, Mike, I said, thanks. I said, you know, I didn't realize that it looked that good that you'd think it was photoshopped.
Well, we have several people that have shared their before and after pictures recently from using skin products or the age pill. And, you know, what Tom is saying is the age pill is actually the best skincare product you could get.
Yep, and the reason why is because it's building the cells from the inside. Again, the mitochondria, they get the energy, so now they can rebuild. And some people will tell me, they'll say, well, Doc, you know, I didn't notice a difference. I've been taking it for 3 days. I didn't notice a difference. And, you know, I just tell them, you know, it took you 50 years to get to where you are, and you want to see a difference in 3 days?
Right.
I mean, holy cow.
Actually, I did notice a difference in my skin in 5 days, and it has continually improved. But we've discussed before where it seems like from our sampling of people reporting their experiences that the age pill actually goes to work in different areas in different people. And so you're not going to follow the same pattern that somebody else followed. And it also seems that it goes to work where your body sends it because that's where you need it the most. So I think the few people who are not seeing external response to the age pill, there might be something really important going on deep inside their bodies.
Oh, yeah, exactly, Andrea. You just nailed it right on the head. You know, the thing about it is if I bring my car to a repair shop and I'm going to get a restoration on my 55 Buick, and I just tell them, just go through it, fix the worst problems first. I might notice a dent. I might notice a dent in the hood and think that's the worst problem, right? That'd be like somebody looking at their skin and thinking that's the worst problem. But deep inside, what if there's blockage in one of your arteries? What if there's blockage in one of the fuel lines? in that 55 Buick of mine, right? That's actually worse than having a dent in the fender.
Right, and you just talked about all of these precursor substances to NAD plus that are, look at the amazing things you just shared with us. Neurons, neural function, brain function, heart restoration, all of these things that have been reported, there's a lot going on.
And that's a heck of a lot more important than a little wrinkle on your face, right?
Exactly.
You know, so, well, Andrea, what a great half hour, right? I mean, here we are, we've been talking for a half hour. It goes fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I really appreciate when you bring those scientific articles to light for all of us. I'm glad to know you as a friend and know that you're out there researching, and that means I don't have to do as much researching, so it's great when you share all that evidence with us. We love it.
And that's what I love about network marketing. You know, a lot of people, they don't understand the whole network marketing model. If I was just sharing this with my few patients that I had in the clinic here in Fargo, you know, it's just a drop in the bucket. But now all of you that are on the call, you know, all of a sudden you're getting the information and you're going to go tell 10 or 20 of your friends. You're going to post it on social media, and now we're going to have a bigger impact. So that's the beauty of network marketing, is we can actually get more information out to more people. And I just love it because I realize in my head I'm actually helping more people now than when I was just working in my little clinic in Fargo. I love it.
Yeah, social community, that's what it's all about.
So, well, Andrea, I'll let you close the call out. Thanks, everyone. And Andrea, I'll let you take over.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you, Doc, for coming on and sharing all of that today with us. In case you joined the call because you saw one of your friends just posted on a social media platform, and you didn't know what it was about, but maybe it said, you know, free health information or just doctor's call, and you thought, I wonder what they're going to talk about, you can get back to your friend and ask them for more information. We mentioned some different products on here today, and we mentioned a company named Sisel. So we would just like you to understand that most of the people who do participate in this call are connected with a company called Sisel that is based out of Utah and headed by a biochemist named Tom Maurer. He is the owner, and there's 3 generations of Tom Maurers there working diligently to bring us safe and effective products, completely non-toxic. And what's so exciting about that is they didn't just jump on the non-toxic bandwagon like so many have, but it has been their life mission for 30 years to bring non-toxic products to the market. So if you're unfamiliar with that, you can get back with the person who invited you and get more information. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Andrea. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.